At a certain point in my life, when I was drawing green circles on overhead transparencies and recording tapes of books about sharks for children with vision deficiencies, I was muffling my soul's voice, living by the status quo's choice. I was swallowing my creativity down a throat dry from lectures that I nervously delivered, perceiving all sorts of conjecture. In my mentor's weekly performance reviews, I painted her all different shades of rude. In reality, she was just doing her duty, and I was the one overreacting about her being snooty. She only wanted to prepare me for a career that I had already shrouded in a fog of my fears, so I fulfilled my own defeatist prophecies, and in the middle of student teaching, switched to a major more comforting. Traded my finger paints in for classes on writing and lit. Traded Dr. Seuss's in for William Shakespeare's wit. Still not really sure which I prefer. You see, I thought I was swallowing my pride at the time, but I remember it tasting a little like cowardice. I enrolled in my English classes the next semester and began seeing a more Jewish therapist. I always loved books, and to an extent, I really don't regret the change of major, even though I backed down from a challenge and gave in to my negative nature. I've been taught my lesson, and I'm ready to heed it, and I'm figuring out how to overcome and defeat this, like when Jordan and the Bulls had to face the ghosts of Pistons past, a bold intimidation spurred from new confidence amassed. This is my 1991, yo. I approach the mic like a net, spilling my brains out on the stage in a quick 12-minute set. Shouts out to Phil Jackson, back when he had the stash. Shouts out to my therapist, who I pay off in cash. Like Pippen, Paxson, Jordan, and Cliff, Cartwright and Horace, and BJ the Shrimp, I'm Hodges on the mic, yo, rocking dashikis and dropping threes. I rap about basketball and mustaches like it's so artsy. I listen to political rap spewed over popular Drake songs. I have some folk heroes who have been touring for so goddamn long. Sometimes I need metal in the morning, and I prefer electronic at night, and my glasses aren't thick-framed, because I prefer something a bit light. Prodigy CDs used to inhabit my Discman. I was like 13 and just getting into chicks then. I was self-conscious of my body, living like a never-nude, scared to change my clothes in front of others in the middle school locker room. For the most part nowadays, I still worry about my appearance, though I guess you wouldn't notice by my outfit's incoherence. I used to read Vonnegut overnight while working in a convenience store, committing passages to mind and writing poetry to mice on the linoleum floor. We sold greeting cards there, and I would tack on little messages in an attempt to confuse or corrupt the card's generic sentiments. I'd smoke weed in the freezer or out front in the form of a spliff before the pigs showed up for coffee at the start of the morning shift. I never was a skater, but I dressed like Odd Future, Tyler the Creator, bleeding Frankenstein sutures. I never was a hipster, but I'd buy a lot of records. Sons of the Pioneers, Neil Young, Grave Face, and Chubby Checker. Yes, I can draw pictures, but I prefer my paper bled with words. Yes, I can get angry, but I prefer to take naps amongst jungle ferns. When the pens come out to greet me, they will be dripping with red ink, splashing away at my timeline, circling the moments I can't repeat. Ahead of me now, I'm not afraid to say, there may be classrooms and teachings one of these days. I can accept things from my past and not view them with regret. I can look people in the eyes when engaged in an argument, or even during a simple greeting. I can shake hands with people who I am just meeting. My confidence is no longer a facade. Sometimes. I honestly don't believe there's a God. Sometimes. Step inside my mind for a moment. I strongly encourage it. The things you'll find won't come out with laundry detergent. I get dark feelings sometimes, and the stains can't be bleached. I get like a hermit sometimes, and I prefer not to be reached. So be it if I appear to be juvenile or out of touch, or if I appear to hang on to some vices like a crutch. It's all a part of my life, and my choices are my own, and a queen never appears humble with the internet as her throne.